What happens when a tiny, one-eyed kitten becomes a star of his own medical drama? Meet Chip, a little survivor whose journey from sheltered kennel to beloved family member proves that sometimes the most broken things become the most beautiful. In July last year, this little peanut had been sitting at the county shelter, and he was quite the sight to behold. Dirty, malnourished, infested with fleas, and sporting a severe eye infection that would make a pirate jealous, Chip was desperately waiting for someone to give him a chance. Nadia, an experienced rescuer, had been keeping tabs on this little guy despite already having her hands full with 12 other foster animals. Taking this kitten was probably not the smartest financial decision, but she couldn't bear looking at his pitiful face and not help him. The day Chip arrived at his foster home was quite eventful, to put it mildly. He'd just undergone eye removal surgery and had been neutered at the shelter, so the little guy was having what could generously be called a very bad day. His back paw was mysteriously swollen to twice its normal size. His leg was covered in blood from medical procedures, and he was absolutely filthy with flea dirt covering his tiny body. If there was ever a kitten who needed a spa day, it was Chip. But Nadia's gentle care made him look much better. However, foster care isn't all Instagram-worthy kitten cuddles and adorable meowing. Sometimes it's about monitoring every single bodily function of a traumatized animal. And Chip was about to teach everyone just how important bathroom habits became. For the first few days, Chip was completely shut down. Whether it was the recent surgeries, an upset stomach, or just the overwhelming experience of finally being safe, the little guy barely moved. Nadia spent hours just lying with him, letting him know he was finally secure and loved. Slowly but surely, he began to show interest in toys and started playing, which felt like a major victory. Then came what would become known as the Great Poop Saga of Chip. The little guy became severely constipated, and suddenly everyone in Nadia's social media following became deeply invested in his bathroom schedule. Chip would go 2 to 3 days without pooping, developing a belly so swollen, he looked like he'd swallowed a tennis ball. The medical team ruled out hypothyroidism, but discovered elevated eosinophils, which could indicate everything from worms to allergic reactions. Chip found himself on a cocktail of medications. The poop updates became a regular feature of Chip's social media presence, with his foster mom documenting every success and setback. Even though he's a little embarrassed that his bowel movements are being discussed online, she noted, he's happy to hear that so many people care about him. Imagine having your bathroom habits become internet famous. Chip was handling celebrity status better than most humans would. The roller coaster continued for weeks. Just when everyone thought they'd figured out the magic formula, Chip would go another 3 days without success, requiring warm baths, belly massages, and more medical intervention. It became a routine. No poop for days, then enemas and assistance, followed by relief for everyone involved. But persistence pays off, and the breakthrough finally came when they discovered Chip had hookworms, despite previous deworming treatments. Sometimes, the simplest explanation is the right one. Combined with switching him to an all-wet food diet and continuing his medications, Chip finally achieved what became known as his first solo poop, a milestone that would make any parent proud. The celebration was immediate and enthusiastic. After months of medical interventions and around-the-clock monitoring, Chip had figured out how to be a regular kitten in at least one very important way. His belly softened, his energy increased, and he started socializing with other kittens like the playful little guy he'd always been underneath all those health problems. Throughout all of this medical drama, Chip's personality began to shine through. This wasn't just any ordinary kitten. He had a distinctive wobble when he walked, stubby little legs that made him waddle like a potato, and an absolutely infectious zest for life despite everything he'd been through. He became known as an energetic little potato that wobbles, and honestly, could there be a more endearing description? Chip loved cozy beds with heating pads, cardboard scratchers, and giving his foster mom face kisses as his way of saying thank you. He'd purr softly in Nadja's ears, and always perked up when she was nearby, as if he understood exactly who had saved his life and wanted to show his gratitude every single day. Medical testing continued to rule out various genetic conditions, including MPS, a group of metabolic disorders that could have explained some of his unique characteristics. When those tests came back negative, it was another cause for celebration. Chip was simply special in his own wonderful way. As he grew stronger, Chip needed his baby teeth removed since they weren't falling out naturally, and he received mobility injections to help with this distinctive walk. Through it all, he maintained his cheerful attitude and continued charming everyone who met him. The beautiful ending to this story came when Chip was adopted by a family who had previously adopted other animals from Nadja, people who had become friends and proven themselves to be exceptional pet parents. They welcomed Chip into a home with other cats, and he immediately set about winning over his new brothers with his irresistible personality. From a tiny, sick kitten alone in a shelter kennel with an uncertain future, Chip had transformed into a thriving, beloved family member who runs around his new home and continues to amaze everyone with his resilience and playful spirit. Nadja even gets to visit and see how well he's doing, running around like the energetic little survivor he was always meant to be. Chip's story reminds us that sometimes the animals who need the most help end up giving us the most joy. His journey from a medical mystery to an internet-famous poop sensation to a cherished family member proves that with enough love, even the most challenging rescue cases can have the happiest of endings. And yes, in case you're wondering, Chip is still pooping like a champ.